Monday today and we just came back from squash. We started doing last year, I think it was 1 year ago, because we wanted to do something as a couple. So we bought the rackets and the sneakers and we started to be like a customer in one squash center that has many different places in Oslo that you can like book a couple of hours and go and play squash. But last year, after we started doing squash, I had my surgery to my wrist, so I had to completely stop with the squash thing until now, 1 year later. So I haven't learned so much. I'm a really beginner. And Daniel also is a beginner, but has a little bit more technique than me. So he was trying to explain the technique and what should I do, how should I hold the racket and all of that. So today was more like trying to at least hit the ball. Right now I'm going to make lunch and I have been trying to make bigger portions of things that can go to the oven, and half of the portion I do it for lunch, and then the other half of the portion I freeze it so we can use it later already made, and it just needs to go to the oven and it's ready. So I'm going to do that today, and I'm going to cook lasagna. It's one of those recipes I do a lot when we have guests, and everyone really loves it because it's not your typical lasagna with like meat. This one is with spinach, mushrooms and shrimp. So I'm going to very quickly show how I do it. It's so easy, and I hope you guys like it. First, a lot of garlic, then mushrooms, then the prawns, and quite a bit of olive oil. And you just let it cook for just a few minutes. I also like to add also tomato, so it has a little bit more like sauce. Then the spinach. This is the lasagna pasta I'm going to use. I brought it from Italy and it's a spinach lasagna. So I'm really excited to see how this tastes. At the same time, I'm here doing the bechamel sauce. Now, you can buy already made, but I'm doing with my Thermomix machine, which is really easy. Here I'm going to make the lasagna for today, and here I'm going to make the one I'm going to freeze. I have been trying to delay something that I need to do, which is like just to change all of my plants to new pots. So this is the current state of our guest room. It looks like a flower shop right now. So what I want to do is basically to change this one to a much bigger pot. I bought those two pots recently. That one is from H&M Home and this one is from Lagerhaus. This one too on a bigger pot because she's not looking very well right now, and I think it's because she does not have space anymore. And then I have a couple of new plants that also need to go on pots. I just wanted to show you this cactus I bought because, I mean, it looks very alien. I saw it and I just had to buy it. The pink shades are actually really small pink petals, like flowers. That's also a new member of the family. It's actually a Portuguese plant from Algarve. It's a type of cactus, I want to say. It has very like furry leaves. And that one there also needs a bigger pot. So that's what I'm going to do. Wish me luck. I took ages, but I managed to take this plant out of the pot, and it clearly needed to come out of this pot because there's almost no soil whatsoever. The roots are just... Oh my gosh, poor plant. Okay, I managed to put her into the vase. And now she has a little bit more space and a little bit more soil, especially underneath. So I hope she survives. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to plant a pencil. Basically, we had a couple of friends that got married this year, and the wedding gift for the guests was this pencil. And it says, after using your pencil, dig it in soil, water 3 times a week, keep in natural light, welcome your plant in 2-4 weeks. So I didn't want to wait until I used the pencil completely, so I actually cut the butt. So this is the end of the pencil. I guess this green tip is where the plant is. And I'm going to plant it in this little pot and see what kind of plant it grows. Hopefully it grows. It's the next day and we are about to go on a date, romantic date. We are going to go out for dinner to a restaurant called Lemongrass, which is a Caribbean restaurant. We are very excited. We have dressed up a little bit. The restaurant is in Oslo city center, so just going to have a little stroll and have nice Caribbean food, which I have no idea what it will look like, but from the photos it looks amazing. Many of you have been asking me how's life in Oslo now with like the virus, because I have not been talking much about it, because to be very honest, not much is happening. We have a little bit more cases now, quite a little bit more than usual, but not as many as some countries. Like I know Portugal has a lot of cases right now. So Oslo, Norway in general is not like that. Oslo is a little bit worse than other places, so it has some rules. For example, you cannot have more than a 10 people gathering, and a lot of companies that are bigger companies cannot work all together in the office. They have to work from home. I am currently working in the office because my office is not very big, so we are all working there. But most of my friends, and Daniel as well, they're working from home practically since March. Maybe go once or twice to the office. And then we have also a rule about traveling, like it's not forbidden to travel, but we have a map with red and yellow countries. The red countries is because it has more than a certain amount of cases, and then the Norwegian government thinks it's not very safe to travel there. So if you do travel, when you come back, you have to go through a quarantine, which is 10 days. So you have to stay 10 days at home. What more? Oh, and the yellow countries, it's not advised to travel, but they don't have as many cases. So if you travel, you don't need to quarantine on your way back. So basically that's it. They also have now said that you're supposed to use a mask on public transports, just on public transports, not anywhere else. You start to see a lot of people inside the bus or the tram that are using the mask, but it is not obligatory. It's just like an advice that you should follow, which sounds very Norwegian to me, that they do not like, they cannot say you cannot do something, but they can advise you to do something, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's not much more. Like besides that, everything's open. We haven't tried to go to a theater or to a cinema yet, but I know there's like, you don't sit very close to other people in the cinema. You have space among each other. And oh yeah, like for example in the office, I used to have lunch at the office, like kind of like a open lunch thing where you choose, like where you cut your own bread slice and put your own things on the bread. And now that's forbidden. You cannot like share food, so we have to make our food at home and take and eat there, but we still eat together kind of. So yeah, so that's how's life in Oslo. Not so bad. Let me know in the comments how's your corona life going. So now we are going to the restaurant and I'm going to film a little bit so you guys see. This is my outfit of the day, well, of the date. This is a skirt, so it's not, it's like a separate, and then I have just like a simple black shirt. And Daniel is very handsome.